Why do you think that the drag queens want to read to children?
Because I think that they are performance artists and they want to be able to have different levels of performance art. It's the same reason as why do the Wiggles sing to children? Because they want to have a marketplace to kids. They want to
Chase,
be able to. They want to be
the
able
Wiggles, the
to.
Wiggles is made for children. It's obviously family friendly material. Drag queens are not what you call family friendly kind of entertainment.
Okay. There's also the ability to perform as a man in a wig without being sexual, and that is what this is. And I guarantee you, if you act like I said, I went for myself because I was like, why are there people protesting this thing? I want to see what this drag queen story time is myself, and I want to see what it is. And nothing sexual was going on. And I think that is the truth for 99% of this.
Would you drop your kids off at a drag queen story hour and come back an hour later?
I mean, would you drop your kids off in a movie? Yeah.
So a few days ago, Trump went to the Libertarian National Convention where they elected a woke activist freak to be their presidential nominee. But Trump went there to make an appeal to them. He went there to try to get those voters because he was thinking that it was more in line with the old school Libertarian Party, with the Ron Paul type Libertarian Party, because you have a lot of right-leaning libertarians. But what Trump found there was very, very hostile resistance. Let's take a look.
Well, in the last year, I've been indicted by the government on 91 different things. So if I wasn't a libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now. And unlike Joe Biden, I don't throw people in jail for disagreeing with me. I don't do that. The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. I will put a libertarian in my cabinet. And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served.
So Trump had no problem getting booed. He actually roasted them. He's like, look, y'all only getting 3%. 3% is actually being generous. Talking about how much they get in the presidential elections. They might get 1%. 3% is probably their record. But he's saying, look, if you guys want to sit here and keep losing, y'all want to boo me relentlessly, y'all want to talk trash about me, and y'all want to elect this freak who has no shot at winning, keep losing. But if you want to win, you need to vote for Trump. Get rid of Biden. Definitely don't vote for this lunatic who is probably worse than Biden in some ways. But if y'all want to win, you guys need to leave this trash party with this trash 3% at best and vote Trump 2024. So he offered them a once in a lifetime deal. He said, look, how about you guys just stop the foolery, stop trying to run as a third party because you have no shot at all at winning. Join me, and I'll even add libertarian guys to my cabinet. They didn't want that. He even offered to free some guy from jail. I'm not really sure exactly who this is, but some guy really important to them. And what it shows is these people aren't serious. Or it could be showing that the leadership is absolute dog shit, because these people have been pushing 1, 2, 3% in the presidential elections, and they keep electing these fools, these guys who have no chance at all at winning, to be their presidential nominee. You have one of the biggest names in political history come to you to make an appeal to you, and you reject them like that? You just boo them off the stage like that? Completely ridiculous. If you really care, if you're really serious about pushing certain policies like pro-capitalism, then this was your chance. When are you going to get a big name like Donald Trump come to your convention to make an appeal? But what it shows is this party is going to be relegated to complete irrelevance, and we're going to eventually forget about them because the decision making is absolute ludicrous what they're doing over there. You reject this man and you elect a woke activist freak who we're going to get into in a few minutes. But before we get into this freak, let's look at RFK. He actually went there too because RFK, he actually needs the Libertarian Party probably more than they need him because he has a serious problem. He's polling nationwide. He's polling at about 14% in the race. But his biggest problem is he needs to get on a ballot in all 50 states. He's only on a ballot right now in about 8 states because he's running as an individual. But if he jumped into a party like the Libertarian Party, that can quickly push him to the ballot on all 50 states. So he actually went there and he can actually use some of that money. That's one of the reasons, probably the main reason why he chose that far left-wing liberal lady out of California, Nicole Shanahan, to be his VP because she's super rich. She got deep pockets to help fund his campaign. So if he became the nominee for the Libertarian Party, that'll solve his ballot issue and financing issue. But he put himself on the ballot and got quickly rejected. Let's take a quick look.
Independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who spoke to the same audience on Friday,
no more propaganda,
was briefly considered today to be the party's 2024 nominee, but was quickly voted out by the Libertarian delegates.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr., 2.07%.
So the Libertarian Party, you had RFK Jr. go there, try to make an appeal to you, try to say, hey, look, why don't you select me to be your nominee? You had Trump go to you and say, how about y'all forget all this foolery because you have no chance of winning it all? And you just boo them? The Libertarian Party has fallen off. They used to be about limited government. They used to be about individual freedom. But over the last several years, they've been taken over by a bunch of leftist lunatics. Back in the day, they had this guy named Gary Johnson. This was during the 2016 election. He was polling good. He was actually polling almost high enough to get on the debate stage with Clinton and Trump. So he was gaining clout, gaining in popularity because a lot of people didn't want Hillary Clinton, and a lot of people at the time in 2016 didn't want Trump. So they were looking at other options, and the Libertarian Party, they started getting a lot of clout. And it looks like Gary Johnson got too much TV time because it was revealed that he didn't know what the hell he was doing. He didn't study the issues. The Libertarian Party was woefully prepared for even polling at 14%. They weren't ready for that media attention. They were exposed as not serious people. And of course, I mentioned before, Ron Paul back in the day, this is maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago, they had the strong old school libertarian views. That's no more. Right now, they're basically a sect of the Democrat Party. If you listen to these fools, if you read up on their policies, you're like, damn, that's a Democrat. This guy, Chase Oliver, that they nominated, and we're going to get into a couple of clips of him in a sec. If you didn't know he was a libertarian, you would think he's a far left extremist based on the things that he says. So it looks to me like the Libertarian Party, they still have some of those right-leaning libertarians, but they're completely outnumbered by these left-wing lunatics. Completely outnumbered. They seem like honest Democrats because the Democrats, they want to trans the kids. They want to do all types of weird stuff, LGBT, LMNOP, but they lie about it. The Libertarians will tell you up front, yeah, of course, I'm completely okay with having kids go to these freak shows with these grown men in dresses shaking their asses. I'm completely okay with little kids going there. They'll tell you up front, but Democrats lie about it. Democrats try to act like, oh, it's completely okay, nothing to see here. Just like they lie about all types of other social issues, like immigration. They gaslight, oh no, Biden's doing good at the border. The border's secure, but these libertarians will tell you straight up, no, just let them in. Just let them in. Let's just open it up. So Chase Oliver, their nominee, he's actually interested in a couple of good things, which is all of these foreign wars. He wants to get out of all of these foreign wars, stop the funding for Ukraine, stop the funding for Israel, close some of these hundreds of military bases that we have overseas. That's the only good thing about him. Outside of that, this man is a full-blown left-wing crackpot. So let's take a look at him talking about illegal immigration.
here, candidate for president with the Libertarian Party, and I am in Nogales, Arizona, and behind this fence and razor wire is Nogales, Mexico. Actually has the exact same name. This is the same city, just two different countries. Nogales, Arizona, Nogales, Mexico. And I'm here because I want to break some myths about immigration in this country. There's a lot of things that statists try to sell you as ideas that are actually nothing more than scare tactics or false statistics and things that aren't true. And so let's talk about this. First, if you ask people who live here or know the community here, people who are coming to this country just want to work for the most part. They are not seeking to take our welfare. And in fact, you're 3 times more likely to go into a welfare program as a native-born citizen than as a migrant. And so the truth is a lot of these folks are actually working. They use a fake social security number because they don't have documentation, so they pay into the system, and they never get those benefits back. And so when we're talking about immigration here, we need to understand this, that these people are just trying to seek a better life. And when you see fences like this, these kinds of things belong more in dystopian totalitarian states like East Germany that would separate East and West Berlin. These walls prevent commerce. These walls prevent peaceful people from being able to move freely about and spend their money or their labor or their time either in Mexico or here in the United States. And I think it's wrong to be denying anybody the ability to move freely unencumbered without much difficulty. This is why we need Ellis Island style of immigration. You should be able to come through a port of entry. There's a port of entry right here behind me. You should be able to come right through there and give your name, basically do a basic criminal background check, and get in here to be able to come here to work or visit or do whatever you want to do.
So like I said, this man to tell you straight up front, yeah, we need the Ellis Island style. We just need to open it up. You see this port of entry down here at the border of Texas and Mexico? Right here. We should have millions of people, illegal immigrants, just coming in, lining up, and they walk through the port and they're instantly U.S. citizens. This man has lost his rabbit ass mind. Now let's look at a clip of him showing how anti-police he is, how he's pro defund the police, doesn't support the cops at all, but in a case of an emergency, he'll be real quick to call the cops. But let's take a look at him being a full-blown left-wing crackpot.
I'm here to talk about not just the injustice that Cop City brings, but what militarization of police brings to us. I was in the streets in summer of 2020 when we were peacefully protesting the murder of George Floyd, the murder of Breonna Taylor and others. And it was the Atlanta police who decided to bring the tanks rolling down the street and who decided to call in the National Guard. It was y'all who corralled us. It was y'all who were pepper spraying and tear gassing us. It was the police who were pulling people out of their cars and arresting them for no reason other than the fact they were lost on the night of the protest. And so what does the police get in reward for that? $67 million of taxpayer money to fund your facility? That's ridiculous. I don't think it's right to be giving you $1 until you restore trust with the people. And the way you do that is pretty simple. You do that by by ending qualified immunity for the Atlanta City Police so that we can get our day in court when we're done wrong. You do that by requiring your officers to hold liability insurance. So when they do wrong, it doesn't come out of the taxpayer's pocket from other services. It comes out of the pockets of the police officers who have to pay for those insurance policies. If you want to hold police accountable, there's a lot of ways to do it. But clear-cutting forests so that you can build this facility is a spit in the face of the people who have been out here speaking against it for months and months on end.
Yeah, this party has no chance at all at gaining traction because they're pushing Democrat extremist views, but they're not going to be able to out-Democrat the Democrats. So you're sitting in this Democrat positions, but you're not going to get the Democrat votes because anybody who will vote for you, they're just going to vote for the Democrats. You're anti-police, you're pro-illegal immigration, you want grown men to shake their butts in front of little children, you want to trans the little children. Well, all the Democrats do that too. So it looks like they're nothing more than a sect of the Democrat Party. They have no shot at all. And maybe the more right-leaning old school libertarians who are still part of this party, look, your party is far gone. You've been taken over by a bunch of woke Democrat lunatics who call themselves libertarians. Why don't you guys either join Trump, vote Trump, reject this Chase Oliver guy, this guy who's nothing more than a far-left extremist, and vote Trump. Either leave the Libertarian Party and start a new sect, a new version of the Libertarian Party, because your Libertarian Party as it is far gone. It's too late. Y'all lost it already. Or just join the conservative train. Join the Trump train. And let's get Biden the hell out of office. So we'll see what happens. Trump tried to make an appeal to these guys and got booed off the stage because they're not serious people. Because they're interested in pushing left-wing extremist views. They had another chance. RFK. RFK isn't the best candidate, but he's way better, 1,000 times better than that Chase Oliver freak they actually nominated. So good luck with that. The Libertarian Party will be relegated to irrelevance. Let me know what you guys think. Leave me your thoughts below. Share the video. Thanks for watching.